Welcome to Divine Therapy Inc. Before we begin our journey today, I want you to find a place of absolute comfort. This is a time for you, and only for you. Adjust your posture, relax your shoulders, and feel the weight of your body pressing into the chair or the bed. You are completely safe. You are held by the earth beneath you and the air around you. Today, we are going to explore the architecture of your courage. We are going to travel to a place that represents the fears we carry in our hearts, and we are going to learn how to transform those fears into the very steps of our success. Imagine in the center of the city of dreams stands a spire known as the Silver Needle. It is the tallest building ever imagined, reaching far above the clouds and into the clear blue of the upper atmosphere. At the very top, in the penthouse of peace, is a light that stays on just for you. It is a place of infinite quiet and perfect clarity. But today, you find yourself at the very bottom, standing in the lobby, looking at the heavy, brushed steel doors of the great elevator. For many people, this elevator is a simple shortcut to the stars. But for you, it has always felt like a cage. Just looking at the polished metal makes your heart beat a little faster. Your breath becomes shallow and stays in the upper part of your chest. This is the wall of fear. This represents the anxiety that tells you that you are trapped, the phobias that tell you the world is too small, and the panic that whispers you cannot escape. But today, we are not running away from the lobby. We are not turning back to the street. Today, with the divine as your witness, you are going up. You step inside the elevator. The doors slide shut with a soft, heavy thrum that echoes in the silence. The interior is surprisingly warm and beautiful. It is lined with dark cherry wood and soft, honey-colored velvet. There is a faint scent of cedar and rain. You are alone in this space, yet you are not lonely. The divine presence is the very oxygen you breathe, filling the cabin with a sense of protection. Suddenly, the floor shifts. You feel the subtle pull of gravity as you begin to move. As the digital numbers above the door begin to climb, you reach the 10th floor. Suddenly, the walls feel like they are leaning in toward you. The ceiling feels a few inches lower than it was a moment ago. Your mind begins to whisper those old, familiar thoughts. What if the cable snaps? What if the power goes out? What if I cannot get out? This is the first test of the journey. This is where we learn the first lesson of the anchor. Look around this velvet room and find 5 specific things you can see. Do not just glance at them, but truly see them. Notice the intricate grain of the wood panels and how the light catches the fibers. Look at the steady, golden glow of the floor buttons. See the tiny reflection of the room in the polished steel handrail. Notice the soft shadow in the far corner. Look at the texture of the fabric on your own sleeve. As you name these things, you will feel the walls stop leaning. The space around you expands. You realize that fear is just a story the mind tells when it forgets to look at the present moment. By naming the world around you, you have anchored your soul in the now. The 10th floor is past, and you are rising. By the 50th floor, the wooden walls of the elevator begin to change. They become transparent, turning into thick, reinforced crystal glass. Now, you can see the world outside. A massive dark storm has gathered over the city. You see flashes of lightning and heavy, purple clouds churning like a restless ocean. This represents the social storm. It is the fear of being judged, the fear of failing in front of others, and the overwhelming pressure of the world's expectations. The elevator begins to shake in the wind. You feel that sharp, cold drop in your stomach. Your instinct is to crouch, to hide, or to press the button to go back down to the safety of the dark lobby. Now, listen to the silent voice within you. The voice reminds you that the storm is outside, but the peace is inside. The glass is strong, and so are you. We are going to practice the breath of the lion. Take a deep, slow breath in through your nose for 4 seconds. Feel your ribs expand. Hold that breath for 7 seconds, letting the stillness settle in your blood. Now, exhale through your mouth with a loud, powerful whoosh for 8 seconds. With every exhale, imagine you are blowing a piece of that external storm away from the glass. You realize the elevator isn't shaking because it is weak or broken. It is swaying because it was designed to be flexible. To stay alive in this world, you must learn to sway with the winds of life rather than breaking against them. You watch the lightning strike the distant hills, and for the first time in your life, you begin to see its beauty instead of its danger. You are midway to the top, and you are stronger than the weather. We reach the 90th floor. The storm is now far beneath you. You have risen above the clouds, and the earth is a distant, silent memory. But here, a new fear emerges. For those who fear the unknown or the sheer scale of their own potential, this is the hardest part. The glass floor feels incredibly thin beneath your feet. You look down and see nothing but miles of empty, blue air. You feel a sense of vertigo, a fear of falling into the vastness of your own life. You realize you are still holding onto a heavy suitcase that you didn't notice before. This suitcase is labeled with your past mistakes, your family's expectations, and your future worries. In the silence of this high altitude, you choose to set the suitcase down. You do not need its weight to reach the summit. In fact, the suitcase is the only thing making the glass feel fragile. You step out of your shoes and feel the floor with your bare feet. It is solid. It is cool. It has always been capable of holding you. The fear was never about the height or the thinness of the glass. The fear was about the lack of trust in your own ability to stand. You stand tall and look out at the infinite stars beginning to appear in the darkening sky. You realize that you are not a small person in a big world. You are a vast soul traveling through a beautiful universe. The numbers climb slowly now. 98. 99. 100. The doors slide open with a gentle chime. The air that rushes in is sweet and filled with the scent of jasmine, wet stone, and mountain air. You step out onto the soft, lush grass of a magnificent indoor garden. There is a sparkling waterfall cascading into a pool of turquoise water. Sunlight pours through the crystal dome of the roof, bathing everything in a golden, divine light. You turn back to look at the elevator. It is no longer a cage or a source of panic. It was a classroom. It was the vehicle that allowed you to practice your strength. You are not the same person who stood trembling in the lobby 30 minutes ago. You have the anchor of your senses. You have the power of your breath. You have the lightness of a soul that has dropped its baggage. As you walk through this garden, carry these truths with you. You are safe in small spaces, for your soul is infinite and cannot be cramped. You are steady in high places, for you are grounded in the truth of your own worth. You are calm in the storm, for the Creator is your pilot and your protector. You can always go up. No matter how deep the basement of your life feels, the elevator is always waiting, and you now have the key. Stay here in this garden of the mind for as long as you need. Feel the spray of the waterfall on your skin. Listen to the birds singing in the tropical trees. When you are ready to move on with your day, carry this 100th floor within you. You are a creature of the heights. You were meant to see the view from the top. Thank you for journeying with Divine Therapy Inc. Breathe deep, stand tall, and walk in peace.